Stoddard Middle School is an AVID school. We promote college and career readiness through building strong organizational habits. Instead of the physical AVID binder we have used in previous years, we will be creating a digital AVID binder to organize our virtual work. In order to access this digital binder, you're going to log into your Office 365 account. Once you're logged in, you're going to click on the icon for OneNote. Then you're going to choose Class Notebooks. By the first day of school, students will have a class notebook for each course they're enrolled in. Students should open their notebook when they log into class each period of the day. For our purposes today, I'm going to use the Stoddard sample notebook that has been created. OneNote will open automatically in your web browser, but you can also access this through the Windows 10 OneNote app as well. But in the web browser, you have access to all of the tabs that have been provided by the teacher. Each student has 4 tabs in their notebook. In this case, we have labs, class notes, handouts, and homework. I'm going to start with the class notes section. Each day, teachers will be providing students with their agenda so they can find all the work they need by date in each section of their notebook. So let's say today is September 1st, and I would go into my class notes section, find September, and I look at September 1st. Here my teacher has provided me with my Cornell Notes template, and this is where I can take my notes here, providing I will take more notes while my teacher is talking. So I can have this open while I have my teacher speaking in another window. So my notes are going to be for my benefit. This is so I can take notes on what the teacher is discussing for the day, and then I can do something with these notes provided by the teacher. So for example, if I have a handout for September 1st, I can click on my handout for the water cycle. Here in the water cycle, I'm able to see a diagram that's been provided by my teacher, but it has a bunch of blank spaces on it. So as the student, I can just double click anywhere on this page and I can start typing. So maybe the hot water vapor is where there is evaporation. And I can move this around, you can double click somewhere else and start typing again. So this can be seen by the teacher and can be evaluated by the teacher, but it cannot be seen by other students. Then we have homework. Yep, we have homework for today as well. So if I look at my September 1st homework, my teacher told me to write a definition in my own words of the vocabulary words and then write a real-world example of each. So I provided my responses here, and my teacher was able to provide feedback for me on my homework. My teacher noticed that I forgot to provide an example for condensation, but she liked the vocabulary that was used in the definitions. So here my teacher can write right on my page and be able to provide feedback for me. Because this is a science notebook, I can also have a class, a section for labs. So I have my water cycle lab that I can start typing up during the water cycle lab. So the AVID Notebook is going to be accessible to students during each class period of the day, and they should have it open at all times while they are live with their teacher. The collaboration space is a place for all students or small groups of students to interact together. So here's an example of how a teacher may use this. So in my class collaboration group, I have a chalkboard splash. It has a prompt that has been provided by the teacher, name an occupation that benefits from learning science, and I already have a few responses provided. So as a student, I can just click anywhere on the page and I can start typing my answer. So let's say my answer was astronaut. I could make it a different font. I could change the size of the font. I can change the color of the font, whatever I want. Then I can see what other people have written by being able to see the authors on the page. So obviously, because it was set up already, we had some examples that were provided, but as a student, I have now provided my answer here as well. I also have access to group spaces. So in this, a group space, group 1, only those students can actually type here. So as a student in this group, I'm allowed to type in this group. If I'm in group 2 or 3, then I do not have access to typing on this collaboration space. This is just for group 1. The next tab that you see here is the content library. The content library is where a teacher can provide classroom resources for students to use. Now, it'll give you a prompt right here that says this section is read-only because the teacher is the only one who has access to being able to edit anything on these pages. These would be resources that the teacher is going to provide that you might just need access to during the school day at some point. So for example, the class syllabus could be posted here, and obviously the students aren't going to adjust the class syllabus. That is done by the teacher, so all they can do is read the class syllabus. We could also have our Cornell Notes template provided here as well, and students can copy this and paste it into a Word document or into another page in their OneNote app if you want, but they cannot edit what's already here. I could also be providing some science resources because this is a science notebook. So maybe I have a list of websites that students can use as a resource if they need help at all during class or after class. Thank you very much.